I like to point out that left-brain people are not necessarily uncreative. They can be very creative. Last spring, I had a theater show in Rome, Georgia. And Beaver and his wife, Dana, and my two grandsons, Gray and Ryder, live nearby. So I said to Dana, come on over and help me with the show. And the night before the show, we were having dinner with everybody involved, and they said, well, Jeannie, since Dana's here, why don't you tell us a beaver story? There's some stories mothers just can't never tell, but I have a few I can tell. And I said, I've got one you might not have heard. When Beaver was 16, he was grounded one weekend. Something we'd had happen at the PTA meeting. Actually, he was grounded more than one weekend. This boy stayed grounded. Somebody met him one time and said, what a personality, what a well-grounded young man. I said, oh, yeah. You could say that he's very well-grounded. We were having people come over to play cards and play bridge and so forth and have dinner. And so Beaver said, I can't believe that. You're having people over here and having fun when I can't go out? You've grounded me. I said, we didn't do anything wrong. He said, but if I'm in the house on a Saturday night, they'll know I'm grounded. I said, honey, everybody in town knows you're grounded. But he got his face straight, and when the company came in, he came downstairs. Hey, y'all, hey, Mr. Personality, blah, blah. In a little while, he said, I think if I can have everybody's attention, it's obvious that I'm here tonight because I have been grounded. I've had something to eat, and I just want to wish everybody a nice night. I think I'll just go upstairs and go to bed. And up he went. We said, wow, he must be tired. A little while later, Left Brain had to go upstairs and get something, and he peeked in on him and came back and said, sound asleep, sound asleep. He must have been worn out. He needs his time at home, and he'll probably thank us on Monday for having all this wonderful time at home. And the company came, and we ate, and then they left and everything. We were getting ready to go to bed. And Left Brain said, I think I'll just check on Beaver one more time. And he went in and came back and said, he's worn out. He hadn't moved a muscle in 3 hours. Some of y'all have either had teenage boys or been a teenage boy. I looked right at Left Brain. He looked at me. We went in that bedroom and pulled that cover back, and there were pillows from Beaver's bed, pillows from the guest bedroom, and Beaver is 6'8". There was a trash can turned upside down in it. It looked like a 6'8" person sitting right there. And immediately Left Brain said, the cars. And he went out and came back and said, I got the keys. He's on foot. I said, he's not on foot. There's some teenage hussy waiting around the corner for him. They call here all the time. Left Brain said, I don't know if there was a teenage hussy, but somebody was waiting on him. His group of buddies were waiting on him. I will guarantee you, sitting right there, some of them, they were waiting on him. This thing was planned and thought out. And I said, what are we going to do? You going to go looking for him? He said, no, I'm not riding around Alamance County looking for this. Heavens, no. We know his friends. We know when his friends have to be in. And about 15 minutes before his friends have to be in, they'll bring Beaver back here. And this is where I illustrate how creative a left-brain person can be. He said, I think we have two choices. Number one, we can lock up this house tighter than a drum, leaving only open this second-story bedroom window, which is obvious he went out. And I think he's going to find it's a lot tougher getting back up and in than it got him holding onto that tree and getting down. And we can turn all the lights on, so when whoever has him brings him back and puts him out, and he sees all these lights, he will think they're up. And he'll have to sit in the yard a long time until he figures it out. We're in on it. Or, he said, there's a second option. He said, we can lock up this house tighter than a drum, leaving open only that second-story window right there, and we can turn off all the lights and go to bed. But we won't go to bed in our beds, Jeannie. We'll go to bed in Beaver's bed. So we put Left Brain right here, and he kind of curled up, and I put the trash can, and I forgot, we really didn't need all of that down there because he got his foot caught in it and almost fell out of the bed and fell over on that. And then we covered him up, and I got over here, and we were laying, and he said, let's just go to sleep. Well, you don't really go to sleep. You're sort of asleep, but if you hear a noise, you punch the other one like, don't laugh, don't laugh. were there a long time, and about 11:45, we heard a car door shut very quietly. You could tell that it was not slammed, it was being done. Click, click out here. There were no lights on in the street. Left brain said, "He's back. Beaver's back." He says, "Don't make a sound, just stay here." I said, "I'm not going to make a sound." In a few minutes, we heard somebody rattle the back door and then rattle the porch door, come around to the garage. The bed was practically shaking. We was going around, and then we didn't hear anything. We heard him try one window like, but we locked all those windows up. And we thought, he's gone. I said, "He's gone. We let him get away." And left brain said, "He's not gone. He's thinking." And in a few minutes, we heard feet coming across the roof of the house, very quietly. These were not squirrels running across the top. And we punched each other again, and he got over and tried to get down, and it was tougher, and get that tree and get through. I thought, he's going to pull the windowsill off. What are we doing here? But we held on, and finally he made it in, and we could tell he took off his shoes, took off some of his clothes, and came over. And in the pitch dark, pulled that bedspread back and sat right down on left brain. Turn on the lights. Oh, y'all are so funny. Y'all are so funny. All the parents in North Carolina, and I got to get two who think they're so funny. Well, the next morning, when he walked out of the living room, after a big, he turned back and he said to us, "That was pretty funny." Now, as I finished this story in Rome, Georgia last spring, it suddenly dawned on me, I'm telling this story to his wife, Dana. I'm telling her, I thought, oh my gosh, I might have messed up here. So I said, "Dana, I might not should have told that. That's probably not one you know." And she said, "Oh no, Jeannie, I know all about it. I was the teenage hussy who picked him up."